Hey YouTube lovies, it's Lala and I'm back with a new video. I know a lot of you guys have been catching up on the Brian Laudrie case and the Gabby Petito case, and a lot of us is interacting with it, whatnot, and trying to figure out tips, clues, different things like that. I'm going to be featuring on these different type of videos, what's going on with the world today, domestic violence, stuff like that. So, giving you guys updates, and if you guys like those type of things, you could comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Um, I would like to start out today because this Gabby Petito case, the American daughter that everybody's calling, which I don't even know why we're labeling females that are ending up missing or going through domestics and stuff like that. But let's start by talking about Brian Laudrie. This guy, you guys. Um, let's talk about some of the pictures. I noticed on one of his pictures he has an orange shirt. And on the shirt, it says a logo that says Appalachian. And I noticed that a lot of his shirts have logos with pictures of like the forest, or it says Appalachian itself. Um, so my thing is like look towards that way because the mountains, stuff like that, that's like a giveaway. Like some of the things that he wears and stuff and how he acts are hints. So like we need to take that in consideration and actually look into those things. Um the police chief, um he from the body cam, he's on leave currently. Um this guy completely had a conversation with Brian, and he could have been possibly lying to these cops, and yet they're dapping it up, giving handshakes, all that type of stuff, laughing it off, while Gabby's sitting in the back of a vehicle. She wasn't detained. She wasn't read her memorandum, her rights, her memorandums, y'all. I can never get that word out, but she wasn't handcuffed. She wasn't any of that. So why was she put into the back of a police car? And on top of that, why was Brian allowed to kick it with the cops like it wasn't nothing? Um, my thing is like he had scratches on his face. He had, bruises. I get it, whatever. But the possibility is that he could have also have struck her too, and she could have been defending herself. Nobody took that into consideration. They just overlooked, what Gabby was saying, and the fact that he locked her out of her car. Bruh, she said it twice. If y'all realize, she said the first time she was trying to get back into her vehicle, her van. Then he said it that she tried to get in the vehicle but couldn't get in. That just says that she was locked out of her vehicle completely. Like nobody could thought about that. Like those cops really was just, oh, it's a male figure, so let's just chill. Let's just not even think about the victim, or maybe because she's the aggressor, maybe there is something to her story. But this guy played the victim completely. He made it seem like he didn't do anything wrong. He made it seem like, oh, oh, I didn't do anything. But when the dispatcher called the cops, they clearly said it was a domestic. They clearly said she was being slapped, and the person that reported it said that she was being slapped. So how many people have to explain to you guys that this is going on? He hit a curb, you guys. They even overlooked that. That's just weird. But um, but the police chief was even comfortable taking him in the vehicle and taking him to the hotel. He actually spoke to the male before he even got to the hotel. Let's think about this. Like he literally called somebody to get these people in. But yet when he got to the hotel, he dropped off Brian like it was all okay. How do you know if he actually paid? How do you know if he, didn't try to hook up with Gabby before he left? He took out a phone and then took out Gabby's phone. Did anybody notice that? But claimed he didn't have a phone. Let's do the math, you guys. Like let's really think about this. And then my thing is, like, they sat there and was like, oh, have no contact. How you know this man's not gonna contact her? And it's a domestic. That's what women go through with domestics. They try, the men try to lure them back, and then the females just happily go. I've been through a domestic, I know. So, let's really think about that. But let's talk about the camper. Where is it? I haven't heard anything about the camper. I have completely heard about the van. I have completely heard about the pickup truck. I have not heard about the camper. Where did the camper disappear to? You just brought a camper and you don't know where it's at. You pick up his vehicle, bring it back to the house, but the camper's still gone. Did anybody check to find the camper? Did anybody check to look in the back of that pickup for DNA? Did anybody check his vehicle for anything? Nope, we all overlooked that. So my thing is, there's females coming up missing, and they're finding other bodies in the conservatory, the campsite that they were at. Two females was found. Another female was found decomposed in the back of another house in Florida, but we don't know if that's connected to this case. But my thing is, how do we know that Brian doesn't have a fetish, like, with, like, females? He had an argument with females at a restaurant at the Tex-Mex. He had other incidences where he was arguing with the hostess. He was arguing with Gabby. Can we, like, try to figure out why he's arguing with all these females? Why he has such a hostile, attitude about him? Like, he just lashes out at females. But all these females is coming up. But my thing is, like, let's really get into it. Like, let's talk about the red bag. The red bag that Brian's mom was holding. Brian's mom was also holding a black bag with stuff that was in it. It was full of stuff. And on top of that, some people are saying that the rim of the monster can that was found by Dog and the rest of the crew resembles something that was in the bag. So where's all these bags going, and why are you carrying all these bags, and where are you going? You just said that you don't know where your son is, but yet you was camping with him for 3 days. Then another 3 days comes up. From the 1st to the 3rd, you was with him. Then the 6th to the 8th, you checked back in. My thing is, you've been checking in, and Brian hasn't been checking out. So where's Brian? He was with you guys when you left. Where is he now? My thing is, like, I get it, it's your son. I get that, that you're trying to protect him. But at the same time, these other parents was trying to protect their daughter. And yet, they trusted you. She was living with you. So therefore, your intentions should have been to pick up that phone. Your intentions should have at least said, I don't have no recollection as to where she's at right now. Like, you guys didn't even pick up the phone. That's how selfish you guys are. And yet this young female is dead. For what? We don't know. So, like I said, like, there's a lot of stuff that's coming on. Like, my thing with this bringing his car home thing, like, I really don't understand why, when you went to go pick up the car, you knew where to pick up the car, but you don't know where your son is. Your son probably gave you a call, told you to come pick up the car, the same place that you took him in with the camper. You guys parked his vehicle there and you brought it back. So it makes it seem that Brian was there the whole time. Oh, that his car was, was there, but oh, we don't know where he's at. He just went on a hike. With what? The camper has to be carried. So where's the vehicle to the camper? The camper is left somewhere. There's no vehicle. The pickup truck came back. So where's the camper, you guys? Like, and the debit card fraud. Whew. He was bold enough to use the debit card. And you had a PIN number. So the cops think that we don't know that that's his fucking ex-fiance's card that he tried to use. Who else's number he gonna know to a PIN? Nobody else is. So stop it. Stop trying to cover up the fact that you guys have all this evidence and you guys won't tell us anything. We know that he used her card. Okay? Like, he really had the audacity on August 30th, after he just had an argument with her, just got into it with the cops. Now all of a sudden he's using her card. It could have been the fact that the situation could have been, oh, he was spending all this money. I'm gonna give y'all a hypothetical situation. He was using all the money. Her father was giving money for her to eat, which was Uber Eats and everything else. He was continuously in arguments with her. Let's really think about this. It's rocket science. He's a bum. He likes to spend money. He likes to abuse women. And he lies a lot, as we can see. And he has mental issues. Yet he takes all these meds. Right? And y'all need to stop messing with the dispatcher, y'all, man. For real, for real. The dispatcher ain't had nothing to do with it. He did his job correctly. If y'all really listen to the dispatcher, he's clearly said what happened to the individuals, what was going on with the individuals. There was a domestic, that the female was being slapped, and whoever the person that reported it said the same exact thing. So stop coming at the dispatcher. Dispatcher really, I don't really think the dispatcher did not do his job. He conducted his job as he was supposed to. Let's be real. But in one of the videos, Laudrie tells the officer Petito was trying to get the keys from him, and she hit him with the phone. Let's think about the scratches from being hit with the phone. Complete gashes on your head, but they were from a phone. Could that be because maybe she was trying to contact her family and he didn't want her to contact them? Because he was recently texting them and telling them, oh, making up stories, calling her grandfather by her name, Stan, all this other stuff. You know, maybe he was trying to use her phone again to text her family. Like, through text, like, or maybe she was trying to get away and was tired of his crap and wanted to get home. There are so many things we should be thinking about in this aspect, y'all. Like, with both parties, both parties were supposed to be separated. When you're in a domestic, both parties are supposed to be separated, okay? Because most domestics are to, keep away from each other. But I know because, like I said, I've been domestic. I had the cops involved. Everything. I'm a restraining order, all that. So, being real, that's straight bull. How they detained this girl. How they put her in the back of the vehicle with bull. Okay? She shouldn't even been back there. But y'all try to make her comfortable by giving her some water. Y'all try to make her comfortable by having a female come after the situation already occurred, that y'all laughing it up, dapping, and giving everything, giving Brian props. Like, and if y'all notice, when he pulled the phone from the car, it was on the passenger side. When Gabby asked for her phone from the officers, could that have been her phone and he was going through it, then handed it to her? Because if y'all see him, he takes the phone out and keeps tapping the screen and then hands it to the officer. Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. You know exactly what you're doing. You're a controlling bum. You like to mess with females. You like to, get them all uptight and everything, and then you play the victim. That's exactly what you do. And I feel so bad for this young girl. I feel so bad for this young girl. Gabby had said also to the officer the reason why she was upset through her being upset and crying. She said she was arguing with Brian because he had her locked out of her van, like I said. And she was placing things back together because of her OCD. She wanted to get back in, but Brian wouldn't allow her to get back in. Brian said to the officers, well, she was locked out and couldn't get back in the car. Funny. That's the same similar story Gabby just said, but saying he wouldn't allow her back in. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Like, the argument started at the Tex-Mex and another restaurant. Now, let's be honest. If you're arguing with a hostess to try to get out of money, paying for stuff, or trying to argue with another staff who's serving, you're going to make it a scene, okay? This man walked back in 4 times. He was yelling at the hostess. He was yelling at Gabby. My thing is, he was trying to get out of a bill. That's my thing. Seems like he ain't have no money. Every time I turn around, it's money. It's a money issue. Money. And then he's arguing with females. But like I said, and why on August 24th did they stop at a hotel in Salt Lake City? When they were camping in the van and on campsites, but on this particular evening just happened to stop at a hotel. Why is that? That's a little strange. All of a sudden, you just decided to hop in a hotel. You guys are supposed to be traveling across the world to, different campsites. Why this particular day did you stop at a hotel? And let's look at the sister of Brian Laudrie. She has an estranged relationship with her parents and barely talks to her parents. She doesn't even talk to her brother like that. And says when they fought, Gabby and Brian fought or had an argument, it used to seem regular to her. How is that regular, and what happened to you and your family that you can't talk to them? Rose, Gabby's best friend, said she knew it was toxic from the door. They often fought and Gabby would go off to her place most times when they had a fight. If your best friend is seeing this and knows and tells you you need to get out, and you just feel bad for him in a domestic, that's what goes through people's minds. They feel bad for the person. They want to go back to the person. They're so in love with this person that they can't leave. I know that's a scary situation for her best friend, and I know it was a scary situation for Gabby. To not be able to speak, to not be able to say anything to your parents, to not be able to say anything to anyone, for that matter. The parents stayed at the campsite from the 1st to the 3rd, then came back 6th to the 8th. Brian already had established a real estate lawyer and was going upon the first warrant that was supposed to be given to him. So he knew he was getting a warrant. He knew something was coming. And that lawyer, the real estate lawyer, already was planned. If anyone ever noticed when Gabby Petito was asked if her boyfriend hit her, she replied, I guess, and grabbed her chin as if it was a hint that either she was trying to cover up for him, which I believe she was being in a domestic myself, or she was hinting to location as to where he had hit her. Now, nobody's going to that's hurt, or scared that maybe he's going to do something to her, is going to tell the cops where he hit her at. No, she's not going to say that. Even I know that. And like I said, a lot of his shirts represented the logos, Appalachian, mountains. He had a tattoo with mountains on his I believe it was his right hand. He has a tattoo with mountains on it, and he has shirts with logos that say Appalachian, and it has trees on it and sometimes mountains. That's where we should be looking, you guys. Like, seriously, like the trail, the places that he goes regularly, mountains, that type of thing. Mostly trees, like not no swamp area. Who really thought that he was going to go to the swamp area unless he's going to kill himself or something? Another thing that's throwing me for a loop is a decomposed body that was found in Pasco County on September 25th. And 2 female bodies were located on August 18th, 6 days after Brian and Gabby were stopped in Utah. But the FBI is saying that if Brian is linked, it would have to be determined within the future. What? All these bodies are starting to come up, and it has to be determined within the future. After he has a fraudulent case, that's the only thing you guys are worried about? Because I haven't heard that he's charged with murder. I haven't heard that he's charged with missing, taking her, kidnapping, any of this. So, looked into the future. Like, homeboys arguing with females, showing his ass and placing hands, has mental issues that he told y'all he takes meds for, and all you can say, it will be determined in the near future. Okay. So Brian gets escorted to a hotel, talked to like he was just a friendly bystander on the street, laughed with and fist pumping with the other officers as if this is a huge joke, you guys. And don't let me start by saying the race card is played all throughout this case. I understand that young Gabby Petito was the victim in all of this. But what I do know is, as much publicity this case has had, if this had been a colored couple or a female that was like older, like one of the guys said on the news, if they was older, we will only get 15 to 20 minutes on the mic on the air. There wouldn't be any search parties, no laughing or fist bumps, no victims, none of that. And that's why the system is corrupted and messed up today. We are not all treated equal, and that's unfair. The American Daughter. I don't even know who came up with that name. I really don't. Like, the name just tips me off. American Daughter. We all are American daughters. We all are, victims at some point. We're all going, some of us, mostly, a lot of us is going through domestics. A lot of us are being killed and not notified, or their families haven't been notified. But the American Daughter, you guys? No. I just got an update today saying that Brian had purchased an AT&T phone on September 4th, 3 days after Brian Laudrie had returned home. Mind y'all, this fool just said to Utah officers he didn't have his phone. So where's the original phone? Then all of a sudden he purchases another phone. Where is the original phone at, you guys? And why haven't the FBI checked the phone transactions of both parents? Like, I still haven't heard anything about these parents being checked at all. You have a juice company. You have equipment in there. You have phones that you guys have to contact your customers with. You probably use those phones to contact your son. The same way your son probably has a separate phone with a card or something that you can't trace right now. And you guys are contacting him. I think we would get more of a lead if they looked into those transactions. And Brian, why would you leave your phone on the 14th, the day you went on your so-called hike, bruh? You must really think we're stupid. You must really think we're stupid. Like, you left 2 phones now? You didn't know where the other one was in the van. And you didn't know where the phone was. You left the phone and your wallet yet again at your parents' house. And let me say this. A ton of women have been found killed by their by different people. And such as Sophie Sergi. She was found sexually assaulted and murdered in her dorm. 20-year-old woman who was sexually assaulted, then killed with electric cord in Portland. Anna Marie Havaka, 20 years old, found deceased on July 24th, 1979. Linda O'Keefe, who was found murdered. Jenny Ann Childs, Carol Anderson, Claudia Yvette Gonzalez, who was 20 years old and a factory worker. So, there's millions of us that's out here that's being hurt, abused, domestically, abused, mentally abused, fought, argued with. This is not America's daughter, you guys. This is a human being that was hurt continuously and nobody knew. We are all America's daughters. We are all America's childs. We are human beings. And for this man to sit here and do what he's doing right now is appalling. And you guys, these FBI agents and everything is letting him go and doing less work than Dog is doing right now. Dog has gotten tips. He has gotten out there and as a human and a regular person, he walks out there by himself with another crew that he recruited and has been working on this case. Now you guys answer me that. There's protesters out here in front of these houses, in front of Brian Laudrie's parents' houses, that's arguing with other, bystanders that are willing to fight them for what? Because they're defending somebody's daughter? Defending a human being? You guys need to get yourself together, because I'm telling you, this isn't right. I will have follow-ups. I will have different updates. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.